Shirley Dill Brothers was born on April 23, 1949 in Mercedes, Texas. She is the second child of Bill and Donna Dill. Shirley's younger sister, Billie Dill Bone, lives in Chatfield, Texas, on their parents' ranch. Her older sister, Linda Ann Dill Day, passed away in 1971. Shirley started school in Corsicana, but her family moved to Lake Jackson in 1956 when her father was offered a job at Dow Chemical. Shirley was in second grade at the time, and to this day, she and some of the first friends she made back then still remain close. Her family was a member of the First Presbyterian Church of Lake Jackson and were active in the Lake Jackson Girls Softball Association. Shirley attended elementary and junior high in Lake Jackson and graduated from Brazosport High School in 1967, where she was involved in the Student Council and Future Teachers of America. She obtained her Bachelor of Arts degree in Education in 1971 from Sam Houston State University in Huntsville. In college, Shirley was active in the Texas Student Education Association and the Little Sisters of Pi Kappa Alpha. She worked during the summers of her college years as a counselor at the Texas Lions Camp for crippled children in Kerrville. Shirley began her teaching career with Alvin ISD in 1971 as a special education teacher and served as a Special Olympics coach. Following the birth of her first child, Michael Ann, in 1973, and her second child, Megan, in 1978, Shirley continued her teaching career and was honored as the Alvin ISD Teacher of the Year in 1985. That same year, she was named the first coordinator of public relations for Alvin ISD. This was a new position, and as she said on numerous occasions, she did not have a clue what she was doing. However, on-the-job training, a strong work ethic, and an amazing network of other school public relations professionals helped her. When her marriage ended in 1990, Shirley became a single mother with 2 active daughters and a very demanding job. Nothing stopped her, and as a result, Shirley was recognized as the most valuable member of the Texas School Public Relations Association in 2004 and received the Texas School Public Relations Association Professional Achievement Award in 2009. Shirley has been an active member of the Alvin Manville Area Chamber of Commerce, the Alvin Museum Society, and the Chocolate Bayou Citizens Advisory Panel for many years. She has served on the City of Alvin Charter Review Commission and chaired the Alvin On the Move Bond Committee in 1992. She was the first female member of the Alvin New Lions, has served as its president, and received the Lion of the Year award both in 2003 and 2012. Shirley was honored as the Alvin Citizen of the Year in 1996 and again in 2007. She was also chosen as the Alvin Volunteer of the Year in 2014. Shirley is known for her passion for education and the Alvin Independent School District, and most of her volunteer work has to do with education-related organizations. She is a life member of the Texas State Teachers Association and member of the Alvin Area Retired School Personnel. She is past president and a member of the board of directors of the Alvin ISD Education Foundation and is president-elect of the Alvin Community College Foundation. She also reads to kindergartners once a week at her grandson's elementary school and spends as much time as she can at the school named for her in 2017, Shirley Dill Brothers Elementary, which she said, by far, is the highlight of any recognition she has ever received. She also remains true to her alma mater as a member and former member of the board of directors of the Sam Houston State University Alumni Association. She continues her work with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities on the board of directors of the ARC of the Gulf Coast. Shirley said that any obstacles she faced over the years she met head-on and used them as learning experiences. She said that working for 10 superintendents as public information director and 5 different principals as a teacher was challenging, but it taught her how to work with individuals with different leadership and management styles. Shirley also said that school district bond elections presented challenges, but she is proud to have helped with the successful passage of 6 school district bond elections prior to her retirement in 2012 and 2 after. She said her greatest achievements are the beautiful, smart women and incredible mothers her 2 daughters have become. They and her 2 sons-in-law, Scott Bryant and Alex Pregine, have blessed her with 7 sensational grandchildren: Benjamin, Nicholas, Noah, Blake, and Nathan Bryant, and Carson and Reese Pregine. Shirley reminds the younger generation as they enter the business world Take care of your people, and your people will take care of you. She also said, kindergartners like surprises. Superintendents and bosses don't. Shirley's daughters both said they are going to put on her cemetery headstone. I have a quick meeting. I'll be right back. But that is the true essence of Shirley Dill Brothers. On the go, helping others all the time. Congratulations, Shirley Dill Brothers, Hall of Fame laureate. Carol Ann Fraser was born on May 17, 1947 in Yoakum, Texas. To James Edward Buck and Audrey Doolin Fraser, Carol Ann was one of 7 siblings, 2 of whom died in infancy. Her remaining siblings include Beverly, Diane, Dolores, and Deborah, with Carol Ann being the oldest. The Frasers moved to Brazoria County when Carol Ann was 1. Carol Ann attended Brazoria Elementary through the 6th grade, then West Columbia Junior High and West Columbia High School. After her graduation in 1965, Carol Ann began working for a small local convenience store. On August 20th, 1966, at the age of 19, Carol Ann married Alfred Wayne Davis. Carol Ann and Wayne had 2 children, Carol Ann Davis Ellingson and James Dwayne Bubba Davis. Carol Ann has 6 grandchildren, Shalina, Shauna, Skylar, and Seth Ellingson, and Daryl Wayne and James Dawson Davis. She is also the proud great-grandma to 7 great-grandchildren. Carol Ann says that becoming a housewife and mother did not stop her from helping her dad. They baled hay, mended pasture fences, mowed, and cared for the cows. Around 1980, Wayne lost his job during one of the Dow strikes when jobs were very hard to find. During this time, Carol Ann called Kaler Butane Company for propane, but they were unable to deliver because they needed a driver. So Carol Ann sent Wayne to talk to him about the job. Wayne went to work for Kaler, and later, when Wayne went back to work in construction, Carol Ann went to work for Kaler driving and delivering propane. Later on, she worked taking calls and doing the bookkeeping until Mr. Kaler passed away in January 1984. In 1983, the Davises purchased the local Texaco station from Carol's uncle, Kenneth Fraser. In the later part of 1984, they also started a propane company of their own, partnering with Mr. Clarence Lowry. In 1989, Wayne withdrew from their partnership to concentrate more on the service station. The building, which was leased, needed repairs, and the owner did not want to invest the amount of money needed to bring everything up to federal code. So they purchased their own land, had the building built, and were in the process of having gasoline tanks installed. Wayne and Carol Ann had signed a bank loan to finance the money needed to move the station to the new location. But on May 4, 1990, Wayne was killed in a vehicle accident. Carol Ann's world was shattered, and without him, she felt she had no skills to support herself. The bank wanted to back out of the loan, the gasoline company did not think she could handle the gasoline business, the gasoline tanks needed to be paid for, delivered, installed, and hooked up, and the driveway needed to be poured. It was a long list if she decided to go ahead with her plans to build their dream. Carol Ann was a 42-year-old woman, but with her 20-year-old son James Bubba and 22-year-old son-in-law Roger Ellingson to stand by her, they forged on. Carol Ann says, "If you really want to motivate this woman, all you have to do is tell me you can't do it." They opened the doors to A.W. Davis Tire and Auto Center on September 26, 1990. ADA did not let them keep Texaco gas, but gave them Citgo instead. The business grew and expanded. In December 1997, they had the tanks removed and turned the business into an auto repair shop. Carol Ann missed the gasoline part of the station because they were one of the few who had self and full service. But they had been able to grow the station by listening to what the people of the community wanted and needed. Not everything was added, but they did the best they could to bring to Brazoria the services needed and to keep customers local. Carol Ann is quick to say she was just a housewife until her husband passed away. Necessity deemed she become a true entrepreneur and step out of her comfort zone. She says that her hardest obstacle and greatest achievement was opening A.W. Davis Tire and Auto Center without her husband. Carol Ann has grown into a savvy businesswoman over the years, and A.W. Davis has a valued reputation of high-quality repairs and service. The business has grown to include 9 employees, including Carol Ann and her son, Bubba Davis. When asked what has been her impact on the community, Carol Ann says that she raised two great kids who love and work harder than herself for their community. She also said that she's built a place of business that treats all customers fairly and sincerely cares about them. Carol Ann is an active member of the community. She is a board member for the Brazoria Chamber of Commerce, past treasurer and current member of the Brazoria Lions Club, and member of the Brazoria Heritage Foundation. They actively donate to local organizations such as the Brazoria Volunteer Fire Department, Brazoria County Library System, Celebrate America, Migration Celebration, MIMS Juneteenth Celebration, Brazoria Masonic Lodge No. 327, Bach, Brazoria Youth Sports Organizations, and more. Carol Ann has been recognized as Woman of the Year by the Brazoria Chamber of Commerce, has received the Business of the Year recognition and the Melvin Jones Award, and has a lifetime membership in the Brazoria Lions Club. Carol Ann considers it an award when customers trust them with their business. In Carol Ann's spare time, she takes care of her dogs, cats, ducks, chickens, cows, horses, a goat, and a donkey. And of course, loves spending time with her family. Carol Ann's advice to the younger generation would be to believe in yourself and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. She says to help your community grow and they will help you grow. Listen to what your elders have to say or those who own their own business. From them will come wisdom. Help take care of the younger ones. They will take care of you later. And to always remember, from the community and customers comes your paycheck. Congratulations, Carol Ann Fraser Davis, Hall of Fame laureate. Huey Paul Curley Swallow, the sixth child of Alex and Amy Reed Swallow, was born on August 26, 1928 in Whiteville, Louisiana. Following his high school graduation on May 31, 1946 in Washington, Louisiana, Curley moved to Ville Platte, Louisiana, and worked at Western Auto Store until 1948, before moving to Beaumont, Texas, to work for the Beaumont Ford dealership. In 1949, Curley was drafted by the Army, where he served until 1951. While in the Army, he was educated in Fort Knox, Kentucky, to be a track and wheel mechanic, which included repairing tanks, trucks, and Jeeps. After his discharge from the Army, he went back to work at the Beaumont Ford dealership. In Beaumont, he met Sue Williams. They were married on November 8, 1951, and had 3 children, Gail, Mark, and Paul. In 1953, Curley, Sue, and their baby girl Gail moved to Angleton for Curley to work for Angleton Ford. However, in 1954, the Sour Lake, Texas dealership offered him a job. The Swallow family moved and made their home there until October 1962, when Curley's childhood friend, Huey Thibodeau, encouraged him to buy Howard Stewart's B.F. Goodrich store in Angleton, Texas. The store was renamed Swallow's Parts and Service. Curley felt that with his Army education in mechanics and being naturally mechanically inclined, he could serve the public well. His wife, Sue, worked at the shop with him keeping the books. They were together 24 hours a day and enjoyed married life until Sue passed in 2007, leaving a void in Curley's life. Curley credits his success in business to treating people with honesty and respect. He insists on excellent work from his employees. If you ask Curley what he does in his spare time, the first answer would be work. However, he does enjoy carpentry and has not only added on to his homes, but also his shop 8 different times. Curley says, "My greatest obstacle was being raised on a sharecropper farm during the Depression and World War II, and losing my dad when I was 17 years old. My dad was 60 when he died. I believe he died because of his hard life of work and raising 7 children. I was going to quit school when I was in 10th grade because of my dad's death, so that I could continue the farming. But my typing teacher and my principal convinced me that I could finish school and farm also. So I went to school 2 days a week and farmed the rest of the time. I made better grades that year than ever before. The next year, my brother Harry was discharged from the World War II Army, and I was able to go to school every day and graduate from high school." Conversely, Curley says, "After graduation, I hitchhiked 12 miles to Ville Platte, Louisiana, and applied to work at the Western Auto Store. I was hired because I could speak French and repair bicycles. This was a great opportunity because I knew I didn't want to be a farmer on a sharecropper farm." Now, almost 56 years later, his business is still in operation. His son Mark manages the business and his daughter Gail does the bookkeeping. Curly, at the age of 90, still goes to the shop every day to open and close his business. In the community, Curly was a member of the New Lions Club and the Angleton Chamber of Commerce. He is a fourth-degree Knight of Columbus in the Catholic Church. All three of his children still live in the Brazoria County area. Gail and her husband Patrick Thomas live in Angleton, as does Mark. Paul and his wife Tracy live in Lake Jackson. Curly has one grandchild, Patrick McCurley, who lives in Dallas. Curly's advice is to work hard and be honest. Listen to your supervisors, ask questions, and learn as much as you can about all things. He abides by the saying, give a day's work for a day's wage. Congratulations, Huey P. Curly Swallow, Hall of Fame laureate. Kenneth Kelso Kenny Verner has been a fixture in the Brazosport community for the 58 years of his life. Born in Freeport, Texas on February 27, 1960, he was the fourth child of Nell and Kelso Verner. The Verners are a happy, close-knit Christian family who now boasts 61 members, and Kenny has always been an important part of what makes them so special. Kenny grew up in Clute, attended T.W. Ogg Elementary and Clute Intermediate, and graduated from Brazoswood High School in 1978. His first job was patching tires at the age of 10 at his father's trucking business, the Kelso Verner Trucking Company, which would become Verner Material and Equipment in 1975. As a kid, working around truck drivers, mechanics, and operators, Kenny held his own and earned the nickname Pino, short for Pinocchio. Through the years, he worked many jobs at the company. He has been a heavy equipment operator, a truck driver, a demolition hand, a safety officer, a programmer, and an office manager. In 1998, Kelso turned Verner Materials and Equipment over to Kenny and his brother Randy, who now own and manage the growing business. For the past 20 years, Kenny has been the president and CEO of the company and has helped to make it a successful, important contributor to the enterprise of our community. Kenny is a gregarious and outgoing leader who loves working with customers and his company team. He is not afraid to take on new challenges and has demonstrated a tremendous capacity to continue to learn, grow, and adapt to the needs of his company and his community. He works hard to solve problems and create more opportunities for the people around him. And through his energetic leadership, Verner Material has grown to the point that it now employs over 200 personnel. Yet, both Kenny and Randy have managed to retain the family atmosphere and God-fearing ethic with which their father always managed the business. Kenny has made a point of using his business success as a means to serve and help the community that he loves. Through donations of time, equipment, money, office space, labor, and his personal participation, Kenny has helped numerous individuals and charitable institutions to better the lives of those around him. He has been an active member of the Brazosport Rotary Club since 2008 and has held many positions in the club, including board member and president. He also serves on various local boards dedicated to the improvement of our community. He is also on the board of directors for Sherrock of Mercy, an organization that helps orphans in Kenya. During the Harvey flood event, Verner Materials and Equipment pitched in where it could, and Kenny joined others in filling sandbags. An example of his can-do spirit was exemplified when he saw on the news that some of the residents of Columbia Lakes were fighting to shore up the levee around their neighborhood. He immediately arranged for company trucks to deliver dirt and sandbags to help with the effort. Kenny is also a proud husband and father. He married the beautiful and sweet Natalia Bushina in 2001. They have two children, Stone and Alexandra. Stone is a well-rounded athlete, and Kenny makes a point of attending his son's games, and Alex as the apple of her daddy's eye. Natalia is a dentist at All Smiles in Lake Jackson, and she also has been active in charitable services. As if Kenny doesn't have enough to keep him busy, he also pursues several areas of personal interest that many may not be aware of. He is an avid scuba diver and has dived all over the world. He plays racquetball regularly with friends and employees. He is an amateur historian with a great interest in Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War period. He has participated in archaeological digs in the local area and has given several presentations on various related topics. He is also currently writing a book about the crucifixion of Christ, which he hopes to publish soon. The most important thing in Kenny's life is his Christian faith. He is a devoted member of the Angleton Road Church of Christ. His favorite verse is 1 Peter 4:10. As good stewards of the manifold grace of God, each of you should use whatever gift he has received to serve one another. His advice to you is to build relationships in your life. Kenny says that in business, obviously we need to build relationships with our customers, but we should also build strong bonds with our coworkers, our employees, vendors, and yes, even our competitors. Form a relationship with your community. Be the person and company that exists to support and serve the needs of others. If you need a partner in scuba diving or racquetball, a load of dirt in the middle of the night, advice, or just a helping hand, call Kenny. You are a fortunate person if you can call Kenny Verner your son, brother, husband, father, or friend. Congratulations, Kenneth K. Verner, Hall of Fame laureate.